Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Well,
Okay, I guess it started the recording.
all right. Wow, what an ordeal.
I don't even want to do a pre-show now. Who would want to do a pre-show after that?
I think we should be in a celebratory mood that we figured out some technical issues. Well, we didn't figure them out. We worked around them.
Yeah, because I decided that I needed to leave town. I left town and I brought the old microphone that I used to use from the early days of the Von Hessler Doctrine when I went back to New York, when I fled Atlanta and refused $40,000 a year to be the producer of what I did believe would become a good radio show. I never doubted that, but I didn't want $40,000 a year and I didn't want to live in Atlanta. So when I fled, when I went back to New York, I used this microphone, which used to be a good microphone, but apparently these days, not so much.
It's not industry standard.
No, it's a USB plug and play microphone for morons.
Nah,
for ignoramus.
Not morons. You mean for the for the real people of the world, not the professionals.
Ignoramuses. That's from the Cracker Barrel Jump the Pin game.
Oh, it is?
You're just playing ignoramus. If you can't, it's like leave 2 or more and you're an asshole. Leave 3 or more,
There's no way that
you're a piece of shit. Leave 4 or more and you're a plain old ignoramus.
Leave 5 or more and you'll be arrested for rape.
Why did you have to do that?
Okay, Eric.
No, it didn't even make sense. There was zero. It doesn't tie into anything.
Sure. Yes, it does. It ties exactly into what we were saying. There would be ridiculous things. You said that you're an asshole. It would never say that. You're saying that would you say you're a bitch or something? And then ignoramus. And then the more is you're going to get arrested for rape.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And that's 2 shows in a row. I think that's actually out of the last 5 shows. That's 4 out of 5 shows that you've brought up rape.
I did?
Yes. It comes. It seems you're using rape as a crutch is what you're doing.
I don't have any memory of talking about rape in any other podcast.
Well, in the memory podcast, speaking of your memory,
I don't remember.
It certainly came up, and then it came up.
It did?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because you don't remember. Yeah, but that was an example about how your brain works.
Well,
that wasn't me using it as a humor device.
It still made an appearance.
So?
I'm just saying, maybe you would like to up your game a bit. Move off the rape. Just move off rape. You don't need everyone's doing.
I'm not thinking about rape. It's just okay, you gave me one example. You said there were 3 more.
There are. I can't remember what they are because
okay, then they don't exist.
I did cut one of them out because it was similar to the one that you just did. I'm like, it's not even. I mean, if it was.
Oh my god! Don't police what I say as a joke.
If it was funny, I would.
You're not the police of what's funny. I thought it would be funny to say.
I feel like you're just trying to be shocking.
Do you think that that's what do you really think that that's what I would do is just say something to be shocking? I'm saying something because I think it would be funny.
I don't understand.
I guess it's not to you.
I don't understand it otherwise.
All right, well.
All I'm saying is that I believe in you. And you're better.
Don't put that. No.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's a fair thing to say.
Whatever. I'm allowed to make a little joke.
How's that for a light?
It's real bad.
How's that?
We're not a visual thing. That's actually really good.
It's in this closet that I'm sleeping in. This is a motion sensor light. And so if I scoot around on the air mattress at night, it turns on.
At night, it turns on? No!
Well, I had to put it in a drawer.
It doesn't have a switch on the back to turn it off?
No, there's no switch to turn it off.
I really do hate that.
What?
That you're trying to tell me I shouldn't say something.
You can say whatever you want. I did. It's like, why are you bringing up rape?
I'm not bringing it up. I just thought it'd be funny to say. I wouldn't say something that I think wouldn't. I'm not just saying. I'm not like, I'm not trying to just be like a crazy person. Who would I be impressing? You?
The audience.
Just saying
trying to shock them out of their seats.
I don't think about the audience at all when we're talking. Do you?
Think about.
You do, because when we start doing the intro, you change a little bit.
Think about playing. How do I change a little bit?
You do.
How do I change?
Because before, when we're talking, we're just like,
because
we're talking
I enunciate a bit more. I present a little better.
No, because you turn on a little bit.
Yeah, but I think I present differently. Yes, I speak a little differently because that's what you should do.
When I do the intro, I change because I'm doing an intro. When we do the pre-show, I am exactly the same. And you turn it on a little bit like I do for the intro.
Well, I have a lazy speaking style for the most part. So when we start recording, I have to speak a little differently. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. I'm
just telling you that's why that happens, because I have to enunciate a bit more than I normally do because I have a lazy speaking style. And
yeah, but you get like a little bit more like, I don't know, like you're going to say something and it's going to be interesting or funny instead of just talking.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
You're just angry because of what you said about playing the peg game at Cracker Barrel, saying if you leave 5 more pins, you'll be arrested for rape. And the reason I said that sounded like it was shocking is because there's no logic tied to that. If the game...
I just thought it'd be funny.
There's zero reason. If you were to be arrested for something for playing that stupid game, it wouldn't be rape.
Okay. I just thought it was funny to say. I
don't know how suddenly you're sitting there waiting for your chicken and dumplings with a side of dumplings and hash brown macaroni and cheese casserole.
Beige plate. When you're waiting for beige plate number 7.
How the police come in and say, sir, madame, you're under arrest for rape. It doesn't make sense.
It'd be the same thing as like you're arrested for murder. I don't know.
Well, maybe if you leave 5 or more pegs, you get so frustrated with the game, you throw it across the Cracker Barrel, and then the pegs fly into someone's eye, and it goes into their brain, and it kills them, and then the cops come and arrest you for... See?
I just thought it'd be funny. I don't need to dissect it. It didn't make sense to you. And it's not like I say... What I'm offended by is that you think I would say something just to be shocking, without thinking it was funny. Like, I don't care. I just thought I thought it would be shocking because I like to shock people because that's like, no, I'm not doing that.
It was the only logical conclusion I could draw. I didn't quite understand another way it tied in.
That'd be funny.
Okay.
Guess it wasn't.
We can leave it at that.
Okay.
What is this?
Shit, I can't make it stop.
Oh my god, you're watching. This is what you're doing?
No, I couldn't make it stop.
Why are you watching videos to begin with?
I didn't. I got a text and I clicked on it accidentally and then it started playing. Okay, I got it. Okay.
You're staring.
Ludmilla sent me some music that she likes. Now, it's from this Russian guy who's banned from the United States because Trump thinks that he's part of the Russian mafia. And he almost died.
Well,
and he's gonna die because he's drinking again, and he shouldn't be because he'll die.
And that's a shame, but he's not gonna top the Trololo guy.
Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ, and this week it's Autumn's topic again, 3 weeks in a row.
I'm just throwing ideas out there.
I mean, last week was my week, and you stealing my week doesn't make this week my week. We stick to the schedule, so it's your week once again. Though I think
you owe like 3 topics.
No. That's
how this works.
No one's keeping tabs.
I have a notebook.
I've run out of topics. I have nothing else to talk about.
Oh.
This is what happens in my life in general is I'm interesting for a bit until I'm not. And it's a switch. It just happens. It's like, okay, that's the end. And, all the stories are repeats. There's nothing new to say. All thoughts have been shared. And we're kind of at that point, I think.
Really?
I'd like to say that I think we had a good run. This is...
Whoa, what is happening right now?
I'm not...
Are you starting the show and quitting?
No, I'm not quitting. I'm just saying that...
I really thought, are you really doing this?
I'm just saying that coming up with topics... Okay, the topics, let's say this, topics that are more general knowledge and are things that I feel as though I can speak to in great enough detail, or not even, we don't go too deep sometimes, but I can make it interesting enough to carry a show. Those are running out. And now I'm going to have to start putting some more research into shows. And quite frankly, I just don't have the time to do that. I'm a very, 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 very busy person.
Mm-hmm.
Even tonight's show,
busy and rich.
Where did that come
from?
I
just like to tease you about having money.
Rich? I ain't rich.
You are rich.
Mm-mm.
I know things.
You're just poor. You're.
That's exactly how a rich person talks.
No, you're poor. I'm behind where I should be for my age.
Absolutely not. Compared to whom?
I think at this point you're supposed to have $300,000 saved or something like that.
Says what?
Says society.
Some bank who makes money off of... Yeah, that's like saying 3 months salary for an engagement ring.
That I would never do.
Yeah, and neither... This idea you have is insane.
Well, I didn't follow it. I don't have $300,000.
No, but you're
saved.
saying that you're not in the right place because of some arbitrary number.
Well, I ain't rich.
Yes, okay.
No.
You just can't admit that you're
I'm not rich.
Yes, you are. You have so much money.
If I lost my job...
Uh-huh.
I mean, I did have enough money to give you a lot of money.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's because you're rich.
Yeah, just... Okay.
I'm not criticizing you. You should embrace it and just say all right, I'm rich. I'm not like some rich people, but I am.
I'm not rich.
Oh,
God. Oh, my God.
Let's explain what's happening.
Well,
where are you right now?
I just knocked the computer off of this shelf that I've got it set up on.
Yeah.
And
why are you in a shelf?
Because I came to Florida to go fishing with my dad.
Cute.
And my brother-in-law and his dad, and then some other guy and his son, and then his son's friend. And there's a lot of people crammed into this condo. And I'm hiding. Well, you record and broadcast from the closet, so I'm in a closet.
Mm-hmm.
We're both coming to you from closets in this episode.
But you're sleeping in this closet.
It's a giant closet. This closet's not...
It's a walk-in.
This closet's not much smaller than my last bedroom. So
right.
It's not a terrible thing. Yes, it's a walk-in closet. And I was offered... There's a king-size bed. And my dad said, you can sleep in the bed with me. I said, nope, I'm sleeping in the closet. Give me the air mattress.
You wouldn't sleep in the bed with your dad?
No.
Why not?
I don't want to. I have zero desire to sleep in the bed with my dad.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with my dad.
A king-size bed? I mean, I'd understand if it was a queen a little bit more than a king.
It's fine. No, I don't like it. It's not my dad. It could be anyone else. The only people I have never minded sharing a bed with were people I was dating. I've enjoyed that. I like that. And some of my friends when I was younger who were women, because I liked proving that I wouldn't try to have sex with them.
Right.
That was nice. It was nice to have a body next to you that it was innocent. It wasn't like, oh, this guy is going to... So the person relaxes and then you can relax and just get a good night's sleep. But outside of that, I don't like sharing beds with anyone. Especially... So anyway, I'm in this closet. I'm broadcasting... Well, not broadcasting because this isn't the radio show. I'm podcasting from Pensacola Beach from the 21st floor. walk-in closet of number 7.
Don't give away. People are going to come find you.
Well, that's all I said. I didn't give anything more away.
Yeah. Pensacola. All right, I'm going to go down to Pensacola. I'm going to look for Greg on the beach.
Why I leave tomorrow?
Oh, man. Sorry, guys. No chance.
So, what's tonight's topic? What are we doing as a topic?
Sleepovers.
Yeah, so I was the inspiration for this topic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sleepovers. I absolutely hate them. I can't stand them. Never liked them.
Now, liked or continued to dislike?
I continue to dislike them. This trip stressed the fuck out of me. I did not want to come. As soon as I found that other people were going to be here and the sleeping arrangement was going to be what it was, and there was no bedroom. You know, I visited here once before, a couple years ago, and I knew there was a bedroom, so I had my own space and I could get away. I dreaded, honestly, and I hate saying it because it's supposed to be a nice thing. It was, the father-son fishing trip, and I couldn't go last year because of COVID, and it was supposed to be a nice thing, and it's turned out to be a nice thing. But I really,
have you enjoyed yourself? Like all the things you were afraid of, have they been true? Like, are you happy that at least the closet gives you like a respite or like some privacy?
Yes, I enjoy that. We'll see when I leave. When I leave, I'm going to be exhausted, I feel. But it's one of those things where I decided just suck it up. You just have to do this.
Yeah.
Just
because I guess you are like, that is, I think, a very much an introvert quality.
Is not wanting to. Well, here's the thing. I don't mind sleeping other places. There's agoraphobia, which is a fear of places and situations that might cause panic, helplessness, or embarrassment. And
is that the same thing as being afraid of just going outside?
Possibly, if you don't know, if you don't know your surroundings. So maybe not, because just going outside, even if you know your surroundings, could be a different thing.
Yeah.
If you want to do a quick search on what that is, you can look that up. Fear of going outside.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel as though I suffer from this because but I pause here because it's an interesting dynamic. I enjoy going to new places. I like exploring new places. When I would travel, I like going alone. I like taking, I go to cities quite often, go to random subway stops, get off the train, see where I am, explore. I'm not scared of a place that I don't know. And it can really be impactful and be something that I enjoy quite a bit. But I don't like going into, like, say, a new restaurant, especially one with counter service, where you get your food and you go. Places in New York like this, like there's a system in place.
And you don't know the system.
Yeah, I don't. And so that falls into this fear of places and situations that might cause helplessness or embarrassment especially, because to me it's embarrassing if I don't know, because I know I'm pissing everyone off behind me.
So I think, agoraphobia is is included in the fear of going outside, but which makes sense because you don't know what's going to happen to you outside, and you can have a little bit more control if you're indoors, I guess, like in your own home. But I mean, what you're talking about. Okay, what I mean is when you're saying like you're going to be exhausted when you leave, is that because you're having to put yourself in situations that you don't totally feel comfortable in, or like you're having to sort of fake it till you make it type of thing?
Yeah,
like you wouldn't want to be in a certain attitude right now or a different mood, or
I don't want to interact much. And I have to say that I'm better. I'm better than most people. Most people just have the most basic thoughts in the world and interact on that level. It really takes me to a place of despair.
It's hard to be better than others. It really is. It's so hard.
I mean, that aside, to answer the question, I don't want to interact that much. I feel as though, when I say I'm better, I feel as though the things I think about, if I just spoke openly, people would think I was weird. And so I don't want to deal with that. So for the most part, I just want to be left alone. I don't want to engage in conversation nonstop. I'll pick and choose my points of entry for conversation. But when you're around people and there's no real place to hide, also, just hiding away the whole time isn't a good thing either. I'm not a teenager. and I'm a 39-year-old man who's coming to hang out with his dad. Like, why is he just hanging in his room like a teenager? So
yeah,
you just have to make the decisions. Like, okay, this weekend is going to be a lot of interaction, and I'm going to have to push myself a bit. And when it's over, I'll be tired.
No, I understand. I feel like for me, I am not an introvert. I do enjoy people, but I was getting tired after interacting with people, and I realized it was because they were not my people. You know what I mean? And I was having to sort of fake enthusiasm or interest or
So you're better.
whatever. Just
You're better. It's okay.
No, I'm not.
You can say that you're more interesting. People think you're weird too. You definitely get that. Like, ugh, what a weirdo.
I mean, I said some things this weekend, and someone was like, "What?" I was like, "No, I'm just kidding." They're like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah. What was it?
Joking around.
What did it have to do with?
I made some joke about like a creepy uncle or something. I also made a joke about buying. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna I want to go on the black market and get Kybella and inject it in my chin, like under my chin." And they were like, "Oh my god, don't do that!" I was like, "Are you fucking? I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah, some people take things so seriously, face value, everything that's said. They don't understand.
I mean, they're my friends. I'm not tired from after being with them, but I was surprised that they didn't like. Maybe maybe I was setting off some weird vibe. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, I understand what you're feeling.
Well, like a good example is we got back from fishing today, and the guy on the boat, the deckhand, was filleting the fish, cleaning the fish.
Neat.
And I said to people, I was like, this morning, those fish were alive, just living their lives, happy. And now they're being cut up on a board. I didn't, just got a kind of a strange reaction to that. But it is the truth. That fish was alive this morning. And just because we decided to go out in the boat, now it's dead.
Now that fish is dead. It lived its life, its whole life.
And someone else is going to be eating it. They're probably eating it right now.
Oh yeah, and you don't even like fish.
No, that's why it says a good dinner to skip to record also, because I don't like fish. It's a broad statement. There are many types of fish.
True.
But every time I taste a fish, it makes me gag.
Oh, I love fish. Well, I don't like salmon. I like parts of a salmon, like the crispy, thin parts that are cooked. I don't like when you get to the middle, especially like when they don't cook it all the way or something.
What about that fish that comes out on its bone, like the whole bone? It's just a whole fish.
Oh, yeah.
At Spanish restaurants.
Yeah, there was, we used to serve that at the W. And this woman, I gave it, she's like, we would ask them if they wanted the head or not. Like, do you want the head on or head off? And she was like, oh, the head. I was like, cool. All right, awesome. So I brought it out. It's very cool looking. She ate the entire, it was like when in those cartoons, when the cat would pull the fish out of their mouth, it was all bones. That's exactly what it looked like. She ate the eyeballs. She ate all of the skin off it. She ate every single thing off that fish. I was so impressed.
Heathcliff. Well, the other side of Heathcliff, the junkyard cats. There was the Heathcliff episode.
Oh, the one that's like beige.
And he has a hat.
And he's wearing like a big hat.
There was a hat. Yeah.
Was he a rival? Was he always trying to get the hot one?
I think so. But he was like
with the leg warmers. God, she was.
Yeah, she was very tall and hot. I mean, when it comes to eating things, it's like eating the muscle of a different animal, like a cow. Why is that any different than eating the fish? And when it comes to fish, it really is. It's not one of those instances of that's just a weird animal to eat. I know people eat fish. I just don't like the taste of most fish, even though there's a wide range of fish tastes. I don't tend
like a trout is really good.
I don't like them. I don't enjoy them. So they're all out there eating the fish that were alive. I bring this up, get a strange reaction. Whatever. It's fine.
No, but I get it. And so do you think that that's why you've always hated... Oh, okay. So when we talk about sleepovers, you said that you never liked it. And is that because like when you were a kid, you didn't like being outside of your home?
Well, again, so going back to sleepovers, there are plenty of instances where I enjoy a sleepover. But when it comes to, kids, we'll just start there because it carries over still to this day. I've stayed at many times when I go to Atlanta to visit. And I go to Atlanta to visit other people than just my family, but I would have a free place to stay there. And I don't. I always get a hotel. I'll spend money on a hotel. But as a kid, I didn't like going to another person's place to spend the night. I guess there was a sense of control that I enjoyed. I like my own space because I can do whatever the hell I want in my own space. I can go to sleep when I want in my own space. I can lounge around in my own space. I can take off my clothes and lay there. Not that I like getting naked because I feel vulnerable, and I'm rarely naked. But
I'm rarely naked.
I'm rarely, but I could if I wanted to. I mean, that's
You're like a never nude.
No, but I'm not a never nude. But things like, when you're a kid, you don't adjust the air conditioner as much. But there's things like that carry over. I just like my own space. I liked going to sleep when I wanted. I like doing my own thing. I didn't like being subject to everyone's up and now everyone's not going to be up. Or if I wanted to go to sleep and they wanted to watch another stupid Nightmare on Elm Street, it's like, no, this is boring. I put in my time. I paid my due. I said, happy birthday. We shared some pizza. You got a gift. I'm going home. And it was a thing that people made fun of me for quite a while. He's like, oh yeah, Greg's here. He's not going to spend the night. When's your mom coming to pick you up?
Oh.
And that...
What, are you going to cry now?
Well, I don't know why that's the reaction you get. It must make those people feel as though I'm rejecting them. I'm too good to spend the night.
Well, like when people are all eating something around a table and someone doesn't want it, they're like, oh, come on, try it. Like we're all herd animals. We don't want you disturbing the herd.
Yeah, well, you should respect other people's wishes. If someone doesn't...
Yeah, little kids aren't whatever.
I mean, the fish thing comes up again today. You don't eat fish? No, I don't want it. No, you got to try this. No, I don't want to try it. I'm not going to try it. Stop. Told you. I don't want it. But people can't seem to accept that. And that's what happens. My parents have grown to accept it. But if a friend, for example, offers up a couch or a spare room, spend the night, and you say no, they take offense to it.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you stay in a hotel when you can stay here? Because in a hotel, I can turn the AC on 60 degrees. And I can turn on the shower and let it run for 30 minutes before I get in. I can throw my shit around. I don't have to worry about another person, what it makes them think or feel. That's why. It has nothing to do with you. I just want my space. I want my space.
It does. Okay, let me just play devil's advocate a little bit. It does have to do with the other person, because what you're telling them is that you don't trust them with your behavior. You want to behave in a certain way, and you feel like they're not going to accept it.
Why don't they have their own fucking routine? This is what I don't understand. Going back to
because they're happy, they want you there.
Going back to being a kid, I hated people spending the night at my house too. I never wanted it, not for a second. The person would come over, they'd flop around, they'd make noises and stay awake, and I didn't like them doing their own thing in my space. So I'm just offering the same courtesy. Someone invites me over and if I'm doing the thing I want in their space, why wouldn't they be annoyed by it? They should be annoyed
because they're telling you that they're not. No. This is the thing. I think don't you think it all comes down to control?
It comes down to a dog and pony show, putting on a play. Hey, you're hanging out and we have to do these things. What would you really be doing tonight? That's what I'd like to ask. Do that. You do that normal thing. They wouldn't be comfortable.
No, but they don't want to. They want to interact with you.
That's the thing. They're not comfortable doing that normal thing.
No, they don't want to. They could do that any day of the week. They want to hang out with you.
Well, we would hang out. There's still time to hang out. Then there's time for bed.
I think that I also didn't want to spend the night at places when I was a kid. I would try and go into it thinking I would, and then I would always call my mom and leave. And I think even as an adult, I had trouble, staying over if it got too late or whatever. Like, nope, driving home. Let's go. I gotta get home. And it is nice to wake up in your own bed and have your own stuff in the morning. But I think as I've sort of, I think that I was kind of anxious, like I had difficulty, like you're talking about, not being able to deal with other people continuing to like watch a show or still talking, I didn't want to talk anymore, or me wanting to talk and they didn't want to talk anymore. And then I was just laying there with my eyes open in the middle of the night. Like no one wants, everyone's asleep. And I'm like, I'm not asleep. All of those things. And now I think that had to do with like anxiety and the and the need to control things so that I won't have those negative feelings. And so now I feel like I'm much better at staying over somewhere because, and even just being in situations that I'm not really happy with, but I know that it'll end soon and that it's temporary, or that it's like, well, I'm getting something else out of this interaction. I'm not happy about this part, but I'm happy about this other one. So, you know what I mean? I just feel like I've gotten more comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fair. If wanting control means,
well, you control things so that you're not uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with that though. Why should I put myself through a night of discomfort when the stakes are so low?
That's the thing. You're not as uncomfortable anymore because I don't know, like I'm only saying this from experience, that once I sort of let go of that control, I was less uncomfortable in the situation.
I hear what you're saying, but it's not so simple. I can't just let go and not be uncomfortable. I still want the space that I want. I don't know how to.
That's fine, but
I don't know how to put it any differently than that. The stakes aren't high enough to me because no one's getting that much out of it. If someone wants to hang out with you, they can still get that. We can hang out, we can do the thing. And then I'm just going to go back to this place and I'm going to be there alone. And that shouldn't be offensive to you. Like if it was, this person's going to die if you don't spend the night. Okay, fine. I'll stay. I don't want them to die. Yeah. We've raised the stakes a bit. So it's
I remember I left a birthday party because I didn't want to watch Gremlins.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or I think one of them was Back to the Future. I was like, I don't want to do that.
That's fine.
I want to go.
Then you should have left. Were you there earlier? Did you have a cake slice?
Sure. But thinking about it now, I mean, this was when I was a kid. But if I was in that same sort of scenario, I would say, well, I don't want to do this, but it'll be fun to be with everyone. Do you know what I mean? Instead of removing myself from it because it would be so, because when you have that feeling of loss of control, then everything feels worse because all you're thinking about is that you're not controlling it.
I hear you on that. I just don't.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that this is, I think, what it is. I'm not saying you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like if you like it, I love it. Like if it's not bothering you, then that's fine. Then you do it. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying I think that's where it comes from.
I don't disagree. I just like arguing. I guess I've said my point on it. I just prefer. That's it. I just prefer to do things my way. And that's the way it's going to be. Even when everyone went to the beach yesterday. Come to the beach. I don't really like the beach. God, you gotta come to the beach. Oh, and I'm not a big fan of the beach. I don't want to go to the beach. No. And then they spent like hours down there. Who goes to the beach for 5 hours? What a boring. The beach is totally overrated. I know we've talked about it before. What do you do? What do you get when you go ask people what they do at the beach? Swim? Okay, you swim. How long do you swim? Swimming for 30 minutes to me is plenty.
On and off.
What do you do? I sit there. Okay, why? What do you do? I read. There are like a million more comfortable places to read. I would rather read anywhere than the beach. The harshness of the sun bearing down on the pages, whitewashing them. It's like overexposing that they can't read the words. And then that's stupid. I read. No, that's not a good reason. That's it. So the beach is boring. Throw a frisbee around, boring. How long you throw a frisbee around and enjoy that? More than 10 minutes?
You go to, this is my experience, is you go down and you get comfortable, you get hot, you go swimming, you cool off, you come out and you air dry, which is so great. And you're looking at the ocean. It's glittery and beautiful.
I see the ocean from the balcony at this condo.
It's glittery and beautiful. You hear the ocean.
I hear it.
Taste it and smell
I can taste and smell it.
You play with the sand in your toes, and you have drinks with you, and you have snacks, and you have conversation with people. Sometimes you take a nap. You bring the book. No one's reading the book out in the, like, I mean, I'm under the umbrella, so you know, the pages are not being whitewashed, you know, or you listen to something while you're looking around, you people watch, you know, it's nice. You have experiences with people, good conversations. Think about the ocean and what it's doing and how big it is and how it's always here, even though when you leave, you know, like this is a vacation destination, but even when it's not a vacation for people, it's still there, just like being an ocean. It's cool.
You can have conversations elsewhere, and conversations don't need to last for 5 hours.
You get up and you play the beach games. It's nice.
There's not. What are the beach games?
Yeah, throwing a little ball, like a paddle thing.
Yes, it's fun for 10, 15 minutes. So to finish that story is yesterday, everyone did their beach thing. I hung out with my dad for a little bit. Then he said, I'm going to go down to the beach just to say hi to everyone. Then he did that, and I decided to go swimming in a swimming pool. There are 5 swimming pools on the premise here. I went to the first one, it was crowded. I went to the second one, it was crowded. I went to the third one, it was crowded. I went to the fourth one, it was less crowded, but still too crowded. I went to the fifth one, it had 2 people there, still too crowded. So I decided, fine, I'm going to go to the beach. So I went to the beach alone, and I spent the time in at the beach. I went swimming for 15, 20 minutes, didn't sit in the sand at all, got out of the ocean, dried myself off, went back to the pools. One of the pools was empty. Then I went swimming for a little bit, all alone, all amazing, taking it all in. The experience was there. I experienced it. I got something from it. I didn't need all the fake bullshit that went around with it. And
it's not fake bullshit. It's you just don't like it.
It's people feel, you talk about how we start this show and I start speaking a different way. I put on an act. When you go to the beach, people start acting a different way. There's a script that you follow at the beach. And most people pretend that it's the greatest script that they've ever played out in their lives. They've all become actors. The beach script.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about that it's highly overrated.
People like to sit and be at the beach. People are drawn to the ocean.
It's highly overrated, and
for you.
And I think people pretend that they like it more than they really do.
Yeah, no, people wouldn't be down there and doing it. I mean, maybe I'm not saying there can't be anyone doing that, but
there's got to be plenty of people like me who hate the beach. And I know this has turned into the beach talk now instead of the sleepover talk, but I think the two are related. There's plenty of people, and I guess the thing is they just aren't at the beach, so you don't run across them. But I know that there are people out there who agree with me. They don't like the beach.
Of course there are, but it doesn't mean that everyone that's down there are phonies.
The reason I get worked up about this is because I feel as though it's similar. If you are spending the night at someone's house, an act goes and a script is pushed out, and this is the way this is supposed to play out. And all I want is people to live their lives the way they normally would live their lives. And I just want to live my life the way I would normally live my life. I don't want there to be anything out of the ordinary. And the fact that everything is out of the ordinary when an intruder is in your home, spending time there. I say this as my cousin's about to come spend a couple nights at my apartment.
Oh my
but
God.
Here's why this works. I would not offer this up to many people, because she spent the night at my apartment before and she just does her own thing. Like, there's no offense taken if we'll go out and do something because we genuinely want to hang out with each other and catch up, and we like spending time with each other. But then that's like a normal hangout like anyone else would have. We go out for a couple hours, the end.
Yeah.
And then she does whatever she would normally do. I'll do whatever I would normally do. She has a key. She goes and does her thing. Nothing else changes. That's the way to do it. What
experience do you think happens when that is not that way?
you have to entertain, you got to take care, you got to make sure people are fine, you got to feed people, you got to.
That's not everyone, but I think as someone who would host someone, I enjoy that. Like, I want to feed you. I want to make sure that you have everything you need. Do you want to be left alone? No problem. Do you want to be entertained? Come sit with me. Let's do this. Do you want to do this? You want to draw? Do you want to look at something? You want to watch something? Like, I'm in. That's not me being phony or having to like fake it. That's me.
Do you know who
wanting to do
knows what
that.
they want to eat most? Do you know who knows what they want to do to be entertained most? The person. Instead of making decisions for them, I'd rather them just.
I'm not saying I would make decisions. I just listed off of things, asking them what they want to do.
Well, I say this, and this is interesting in the sense that I don't know why there's a different line drawn when I am dating someone. Now, granted, in the past, I would have never wanted most of my girlfriends to be over every single day or me at their place every single day. That would have been way too much for me. That has since changed, but I always did enjoy what people would consider, I guess, like just hanging out and kind of settling down and doing normal things. Like, to me, that was real intimacy. It's like, yes, thank God, all of this preconceived bullshit has just been cast aside, and we can just hang out. And I got a lot out of that. I enjoy it.
I think that most people, especially people that, you are friends with, would also feel the same way. They just want you to be happy and do your own thing. And if that means, I understand like the getting mad at you, or maybe what you perceive as someone being annoyed that you're not staying. Because maybe somebody does want to take care of you and does want to host you and make you feel comfortable and happy. But for you, comfortable and happy is not spending the night.
Here's a room. You can go hang out up there for hours now. Okay, great. Thank you. And then I'd be more inclined to interact.
Well, that's the thing. So like I was, sort of wishing that I could go see Michelle, and I really just like want to sit next to her and just be on my phone next to her. And then we'll like show each other things, and then we'll eat. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to have I didn't want to go there and like, let's go out and then we'll have dinner and then we'll go to brunch. Like, I didn't have any of those sort of premeditated, like, cookie cutter ideas of good time. I just wanted to like sit next to her. And I think that there are plenty of people that are, I guess what you're talking about is like, you do maybe you see a lot of people in New York sitting outside, and you sort of gauge whether they're having a genuine time or are they doing this because it's a thing.
I think that's taking it too far. Surely I think of those things, but I don't think this ties to this conversation. It does.
Well, you're saying there are things that people will expect from you, or as a guest.
I'm just saying that there's ample time to do what you need to do, and it doesn't need to tie into spending the night. And I know when you're traveling, the offer of spending the night is nice. Save some money. You don't have to
leave right in the morning. I don't care.
Yeah, I understand all of this, and I'm not saying it's
turn my air down. You're the guest. Do whatever you want.
I'm not saying it's wrong. Say someone came in and didn't want the air down. I like the air down. So someone's staying with me. This is the only reason. If someone came to my place and like, it's too cold, I'm going to turn it up. I was like, no. I like it freezing. This is my place.
Yeah.
You're the guest because
could I have a blanket?
Because you're the guest. I would give a person a blanket. Sure, they could have a blanket.
An extra blanket. I'm freezing.
They could have a blanket.
Okay.
But it's like, I don't feel as though because I know how that would make me feel, I don't feel as though I could go make the demands on someone else in their space.
Who would do that? Who would say, it's cold, so I'm going to turn it down?
Well, you just told me if hey, it's too hot, why don't you turn the air down? I mean,
No. I'm saying like, if you were staying with me and you liked it cold, I'd be like, you're the guest. If you want it colder, go ahead.
know. And what I'm saying is the reverse. If someone's staying with me and they didn't want it cold, it's too cold, I would be really fucking annoyed.
Well, if they came to you and said, hey, I'm cold, you're like, oh, do you need a blanket? Oh, yeah, thanks.
Well, I'd prefer to turn off the air. No, no, but you have to do it because you're the guest and there are rules that come along with this. So it's just best if everybody gets in positions where they can be themselves.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I think that if I went back in time with this brain, but still a child, not my adult brain, but just like maybe my mentally healthier brain, I would be spending the night places more because I would be able to be uncomfortable. Or maybe I wouldn't feel as uncomfortable.
I wouldn't. I'd still make the same decision, but I would just be more matter of fact about it and appreciative. I would say, "Hey, thanks. Because I would get weird because I would feel as though it was hurting the other person's feeling, or if they insisted, and then
Yeah.
I immediately felt as though the thing I wanted to do was wrong. I was like, this is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So now then I got strained. I think I would just be better. I was like, nah, I appreciate it, but I just like spending the night at my place.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not a fear of new places because I like hotels I've never stayed at. When we used to travel for work quite a bit, one person I worked with loved Airbnbs, and I hated it because we were all in the house together. Whereas
Right.
I wanted the hotel so we could each have our own room. And I would quite often push to book travel so I could make sure we got hotels and we wouldn't get stuck in an Airbnb. But he was the kind of guy who liked to be social. He wanted to be around people and hang out and have that community feel like a family for a week. Here's my family that I'm living with in this house. And
I love that.
it just wasn't for me because
If I liked the people I worked with.
I liked the people I worked with. I just don't feel a need to be around anyone that long. This has been a real difficulty, I guess, in my life. Um, why I guess it's been a surprise that I moved in with a person because it's never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
But it took the level of comfort. It's like, okay, wow, just both people can be themselves. So that's the key. That's what I need. And I don't want anyone acting any other way. And if those two things don't match, the two people being themselves, then it's not going to work. Um, I think it
When you were
was. Well, go ahead.
did you spend the night at girlfriends' houses?
Yeah, for quite a while, I actually preferred that
Okay.
because I could leave when I wanted, and the next day, it's like, okay, bye. And if they came to my space,
Oh, you couldn't control when they
yeah.
left.
And I didn't really like people in my space. There are very few people I've liked in my space. I didn't. I, I never minded you in my space. But
Thanks.
but for most people, yeah. I mean, when I talk about these things, I wonder if you're thinking about like the times I would come hang out with you. It's like this. That's different. I didn't. I
No,
didn't.
I'm not thinking about that.
Yeah, I felt. Well, whatever. That's a whole other.
No, that's
It's a
yeah.
whole other discussion.
No, I don't think that was the same.
That was a totally different thing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, having people in my space, touching my things, being close to my things, that was very difficult for me too. Um,
I go because it makes me feel sad for young Greg.
you don't need to feel
Like,
sad.
no, I don't need to, but it's just for some reason it's giving me like a feeling of like, oh, he's worried about his stuff.
I'm not necessarily worried about my stuff. I just they're my things.
Baby Greg?
What's that?
I'm talking about baby Greg.
How baby? Like actual baby.
Like, I don't know, 8, 7.
I knew what I did to other people's toys. I broke them. Not on purpose, but playing with them, things get lost. Why the hell would I want anyone else to come? It's like it was the same idea with hosting a party. Anytime I'm gonna have a party, nope, I will never fucking host a party. I mean, we're past the point where crazy rager parties would
Right.
happen, but
Right.
I would never. I did not understand the mindset of the people who said everyone come to my house. Say this is absolutely insane. That you're just
See, that's something. I mean, I don't throw crazy parties, but I love having people over. I love feeding them. I love putting something together for them. I love asking what they want, making them comfortable, letting them like fuck up stuff. I don't care. You're the guest. I don't
Did
care.
we do a show about this before? I feel like we did a show about hosting.
Did we?
I don't know. I feel as though we did.
I don't think so, but I'm really bad at remembering.
And I'm just probably stating the same things. Although the difference is, looking back on everything, I wouldn't have changed anything. I haven't changed at this point, other than I'm better expressing and being confident and comfortable and asking for the things that I want and need. And I think I could just better explain if someone's feelings got hurt that I wanted to stay in a hotel. It's like, sorry, it has nothing to do with you. It really doesn't. It's a bigger picture. Like I know that it ties to you a bit, but it's bigger picture here. And
well, if anyone is your friend and they know you, then they understand that you don't want to stay. It's fine.
I mean, these are things that when we talk about and I hear myself ranting against it, part of me thinks like, oh God, you should stop being so miserable. And I'm actually not even miserable. I'm presenting it here a bit exaggerated when I get angry over it.
People at the beach, enjoying their lives.
Well, people at the beach, I do get it because they can't seem to understand that maybe a person wouldn't like the beach. It's not that strange. That's where I get angry. You like the beach. I don't like the beach. Leave it at that. Why does that have to be more?
Because you're criticizing the people at the beach and calling them fake and pretending that they like the beach. That's why. And calling them stupid and that it's boring.
Yeah, because
you're judging it.
But it's a fake judgment in the sense that I'm just throwing back how could you not like the beach? That's not a real thing. So I'm just saying, how's that a real thing that you really like the beach? Sure.
No, I think the people that do that sort of like, what? How could you? In a real way and continue to push it. Like I understand someone's first reaction, be like, "What? You don't want to come?" You know what I mean? And then they hear you, and then I don't know. People have like no ability to read someone and just say like, okay, you don't want to come, all right, that the end. Do you know what I mean? Like, why do you have to put someone on the spot and make them explain themselves and make them feel like they're wrong for doing something that makes them happy?
I don't think people like when people have different interests, and I don't mean that.
I'm saying I think it's like,
it makes them feel uncomfortable because for whatever reason they're not necessarily confident in the things they like, or they're so, what's the word I'm looking for? They have the audacity to think that the things they like are the only way. It's like, look, if you like the beach, I don't like the beach. Leave it at that, and then I won't go after you for liking the beach, and then you don't have to feel bad about liking the beach because I can't understand why people like the beach. I like the beach in very small doses. The end. I like spending time with people.
Yeah, because you ranting against it made me feel defensive. So I guess that's what's happened to you is that, people made you feel bad for not liking the beach, and then you felt defensive.
Well, yeah, this whole thing is everything that I rant against is stemmed out of this. You're weird. You could boil it down to that. If I tell you that I feel a certain way or think a certain way about something or want a certain thing or like a certain thing, if the person like, what? Only a weirdo. And that has happened quite a bit in my life. And that's why I would get defensive about these things. I'm fine with who I am.
You think about that fish's life. What a weirdo.
I'm fine with who I am. It took a long time to be fine with who I was. I would quite often think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be this way. Or I shouldn't be acting this way or feeling this way. And then I would question myself. And then that's when I would get ridiculous about these things and throw it back in another person's face to offset those feelings and try to recenter myself, meaning, no, you're allowed to have these feelings. And the reason is because those
attack the other person.
Yes. But at this point, it's like, it's fine. I'm not a person who wants to spend a lot of time with other people. And I don't want to necessarily spend the night. There are instances where I will, and I feel comfortable.
I want to be with you. I love you. I don't want to be with you. Like, I don't want to see you. Like, I don't want to have to interact.
No, I will interact. I want you. We'll have very meaningful interaction. We'll have an intense interaction. It'll be everything you wanted when you wanted to see the person.
But that's with people that you can be yourself with.
Yeah. And the people I can't be myself with, certainly aren't asking me to spend the night. People I can be myself with still asking me to spend the night, or people I don't want to spend the night with. No, it doesn't come up that much anymore. But if I'm traveling, in Atlanta, especially because I know people, it can pop up. But it's like, no, you'll get a great interaction, something wonderful. We're going to go out, we're going to talk, we're going to connect. It's going to be a lot. And then at the end, you should want to go home and decompress. It's like, okay, that was very nice. I really enjoyed that. And now that I'm glad I'm here in my bed and can do my own thing and not have to worry about that person being in the other room and what they need. And I don't feel as though that's wrong.
Well, I don't think anyone would say that it's wrong.
Well,
people act like that with you, I guess.
Maybe. And it's probably made up more so in my head, tied to childhood trauma of the kids making fun of me. Greg's mom's coming to pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I also don't like letting people down. Like, that's a hard thing people I care about. So like, oh, you don't want to stay here? No, I don't. Oh, and then I feel bad. And then I get angry that they made me feel bad, even though they didn't mean to make me feel bad.
Oh, I've been there. How dare you make me feel my feelings?
Well, it's I don't need to feel bad is the thing. It's like letting a person.
Well, they don't, even if they don't make you feel bad, you still feel bad.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So, okay. So even if the person is accepting of you not wanting to spend the night, you're still going to feel bad because you're going to feel like you've disappointed them.
Less so these days, but yes, that was a big thing. Even the person said, "Yeah, I totally understand." It's like, "Are you sure?"
No, you don't.
I wouldn't.
You're just saying that.
Yeah, that's what I would feel.
See, that again makes me feel like, oh, sucks.
Nah,
that's anxiety. That's all anxiety.
No, it doesn't suck.
It doesn't suck for you because you're in
that
it
part
and
of
you
it.
Experience it constantly.
No, that part of it's anxiety where you start spiraling and overthinking. Oh, I said no, now they're going to feel bad, and that part's anxiety. But that part doesn't exist as much. I mean, it's still going to be there, but not as much. But anyway,
what are you looking at on the ceiling? Is there a spider?
No, I was just looking at the clothes that are hanging in this closet.
Oh. Whose clothes are they?
This is my parents' condo.
Oh. Do they spend a lot of time there?
You want to talk about rich?
I told you.
Not me. No, hold on. I would like to nip this in the bud right now.
Nip it in the butt.
I'd like to, you call me rich, and then the fact that my parents have gotten money. We weren't rich when I was a kid.
Mm-mm.
My dad's earned money. And also, when you say,
it sounded like Yoshi.
Well, when you state that I have money, it has nothing to do with my parents. This is a big thing for me.
See, you have things about being rich, like you have things around money that make you worried.
Well, if I was a kid who was taking my parents' money, I hate those fucking trust fund.
Yeah, that's brats. Not you. No one said that.
I also couldn't have had a trust fund because my parents weren't rich when I was a kid.
Correct.
But I'm just saying that you were calling me rich previously. I don't take money from my parents.
Okay. Noted.
Well, it's a big thing. I don't know. To me, it was always, I'm figuring this out on my own. I'm going, I want to move to New York. It's expensive. I'll do the things I need to.
Yes, you have done really well.
I'll do the things I need to do. I'll live shittily for many years to make it work here.
Very shittily. For too long, probably.
So I'm just saying that's important to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm also not rich.
You got that AMC stock.
Well, that's not doing much right now, is it?
We're in the money.
I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna stick with it.
I know. Why not? You gotta stick with it.
Anyway, okay, that's all. I don't know. I should go out and be social at this point. Now I've been locked in a closet for
an hour and a half.
Yes.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. I hope you got something fun from this episode. Love you. Like and subscribe, rate and review. Look at our hot sauce, hotandpepper.com. Get 15% off one top 15. Do it. Okay, bye.